What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And quick off-the-cuff video. You guys asked for it, and I just want to bring it to you today. Talk to some of my executive sources at Stellantis, and Carlos Tavares' replacement is... I know, you suck, TK. That's horrible. Welcome on back to TK's Garage. We've talked about this before. I've talked about that Tim Kuniskis could have had the job if he wanted it, but because they weren't willing to go back the V8 route, which now it looks like they've totally flipped and done a 180, that they turned them down. Now, what's funny about that is, according to my sources, they're already in deep negotiations with an executive that was either previously at or currently at BMW. And I think they're telling me that just so I can't narrow down who it is. And I get it. My sources aren't also stupid. They're not giving me stuff that can burn them, right? It's stuff that a lot of other people in the company have. And I know this because I just had a long discussion with somebody from Bloomberg today. And they were like, yeah, they were, I'm also not going to give up my sources, but they were like, yeah, my sources told me this. And I'm like, yeah. And it came with this. And he goes, oh, you must have the same sources. And I'm like, yeah, I have a few. I have a few. But seems to be that it looks like Stellantis is also working on a backup plan in the event that the negotiations with this person from BMW falls through. Could they be bringing Mopar Jesus back into the fold now that we know that emission standards are going out the window and V8s are back with a vengeance? It's possible. But from what the executive sources are telling me is that Carlos Tavares will not see January of 2026. With the current administration that's coming in, according to these executive sources, the transition team for the upcoming president has made it clear that there may be some punitive things because of the way that Carlos Tavares has acted, maybe towards the upcoming future president. I don't know anything about that. I haven't seen anything in the media. Maybe he supported Harris. I don't know. But I found that extremely interesting. And listen, the companies are here to make money. And if John Elkann knows that they can't negotiate or do things with the U.S. government or are going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars in EV subsidies, which it's going to happen, and there's no tax credits for EVs that they're going to sell, it's going to happen. They need somebody that can actually talk to that administration so that they can work out deals so that they can build gas-powered vehicles here that are profitable to them. Now, this executive that they've been negotiating with from BMW has some sticking points and really wants to evidently look at the company in a different direction by not keeping all 14 brands under one roof. One ownership group that has brands in different areas. Now, this is the leak that I told you guys about, week and a half ago, 2 weeks, that they were considering, and that's probably where this is coming from, splitting Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram off as its own thing just over here so that they can not be penalized with other brands that are selling in Europe with the EU standards. Now, knowing that the current administration or the administration that's about to come in here could have some influence over Europe, could the Trump administration that's coming in here, have Europe change their directives and maybe soften their emission standards? That is the rumblings that are going on at Stellantis. And there's a lot of moving parts going on right now with things that are going on in Italy, having to, saying they're going to invest more money there, changing up some of the executive structure again at Maserati and moving stuff around there, that it bodes Stellantis well to remove Tavares or give him his golden parachute now and either bring in this executive from BMW or bring in Mopar Jesus. You bring in Tim Kuniskis and we're rocking and rolling, baby. The fact that, and look, I already know that even if he comes in, there's going to be haters. There's going to be people that are going to be upset because, well, the Hellcats are gone. Why can't he bring back the Hellcat motor? If they bring back if it's a new Magnum V8 or maybe it's a California architecture design 3.9 liter twin turbo, and they're able to turn that sucker up, maybe they go back to a 4.3 with 2 turbos on it like the older California motor, and it's half-ass reliable, and you're making 700 horsepower, people are going to be all over those cars and trucks, just so you know. But they also could just bring back the 5.7 and twin turbo it or turbo it. That is another option that could happen. But it's looking more likely, damn it, excuse me. It is looking more likely that Mopar Jesus isn't coming back to the company, as he could be working for a competitor across town with a whole new performance brand. And this executive from BMW is trying to get the ball moving quickly. That's why I think it's going to be this executive from BMW, and they will ask Carlos Tavares to leave slightly earlier than 2026, probably mid-2025 when the gas chargers are released, probably around June. And yeah, another European CEO. I'm hoping they do what they say and they do split off Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. And, what the sources are saying they're considering. And we get our own CEO here that is all about American brands. But I leave the question to you. Do you think it's going to be Tim Kuniskis? Do you think they go back to him now that they're already considering making V8s? Now that they're talking about bringing back an SRT team? Do you think they go back to Tim Kuniskis, or do they stay the course and they bring on this person from BMW? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.